Hi, a very good afternoon to all of you once again, and thank you for joining us at this afternoon's hashtag Smart Nation Together session. Now, hashtag Smart Nation Together is brought to you by the Smart Nation and Digital Government Office to help Singaporeans really understand and be more aware of how technology can benefit and make a difference in our lives, so that we can understand how technology can make our neighborhoods and our estates a nicer place for us to live, work, and play. Now, today we are starting a new series. It's called the Smart Kaki Kopi Talk series, where we introduce technology topics, help our seniors better understand what are some of these topics, and allow them to learn how these topics are relevant in their daily lives. All right, so today's session is supported by NTUC ULive. They are our very nice partners. And to find out more about NTUC ULive's programs, do check them out on their website or on their Facebook pages. Okay. Now, today's topic is on video analytics technology. So the basic question, the most important question today is, what is video analytics technology? Now, before we dive in on video analytics technology, we should look at what is video analytics. All right, and I did some research online. Video analytics involve analyzing video content to make sense of human behavior for specific objectives relating to security, safety, health, transportation, convenience, and meeting of user needs. All right, now it's very long, all right, but if I were to distill it down for you, okay, video analytics is analyzing video, analyzing photos as well, to make sense. Because if you just look at the video or if you just look at a photo, you cannot, you sometimes cannot make sense out of it, right? But video analytics is to make sense of a video or a photo to understand human behavior, so that we can make improvements to security, to safety, to health, to transportation, to convenience, and even the meeting of citizens' needs. All right, let me give you a few examples of video analytics. Now, in the area of transportation, some of these pictures will be very familiar to you, right? If you're walking on the streets, if you're traveling on the bus, you may see some of these pictures, all right? Some of these people, they are called surveyors. They stand by the side of the road. They usually have a safety vest on so that, drivers will be able to take note of them. So they always sometimes have a clipboard, right, with them, and they are counting the number of cars driving past, the number of buses, the number of motorcycles, all right? And they record it down by timing, okay? So that when they go back to the office, they can analyze which is the busiest time of the day in terms of road usage. They can find out which time of the day has more number of cars, buses, pedestrians, motorcyclists on the road. All right. Another picture shows a man holding an equipment, and he is measuring something on the road. All right, likely measuring distance, measuring the condition of the road. All right. And then we have another picture taken from overseas of some engineers, all right, analyzing something on the road. So this is common ways of how different workers, different people involved in improving our roads, all right, they do survey. Okay? And at the end of the day, they do this to better understand road usage, better understand the behavior of road users, all right? And the end result, they do all this is to improve transportation, okay? But these are ways, these methods that have been used, all right? I would tell you that these are methods in the past. Today, we have a lot of CCTV installed on our roads, all right? And this CCTV, they capture video footages, all right? And through the video footages, the various government agencies are better able to study how roads are used. All right. So this video that I'm playing, okay, it's of a road junction in Thailand. All right. And this footage is captured from the CCTV. Okay. And I'm just going to pause here for a moment. All right. And you realize that, you know, this is a road, traffic coming on different direction. In fact, there's traffic coming from a small road into the main road. And when the traffic come in, they go to two directions, right? One of the direction is the traffic, once they come into this main road, they go straight. And then some other vehicles, they are going to the extreme left, correct? To go into the side road. Now, through this CCTV footage, we can allow the officers who are improving the road conditions to better understand, for example, if they see that, wow, there's every day during the peak hour, there's a lot of vehicles cutting across from one side to the other side. Perhaps they want to make the traffic light signal longer so that they allow more traffic to go through. And sometimes they can even learn that maybe if one particular road direction don't have a lot of traffic, they can shorten the traffic light timing. Okay, so this is how technology has improved and allowed various government agencies to better understand the usage of our roads, so that they can make decisions and make things make the driving experience for our drivers more pleasant. All right, but I would even tell you that the usage of CCTV and video footages and having the officer analyze the footage is also considered something of the past already. All right, what is happening, okay, is that video analytics together with technology, all right, and the definition is this: it is the use of technology to enhance the analysis of video content to make better and faster sense of human behavior for all those things that we mentioned earlier. All right. So when you put video analytics and technology together, it is the use of technology to enhance the analysis of video to make better and faster. And when I say faster, it is very often real time. All right. Real time decisions can be made. All right. To benefit humans. Okay. So I'll give you some examples. Now, earlier examples, I show you a CCTV footage of a particular road, right? No, but when you put technology software together with video analytics, all right, you can then analyze in real time, all right? So this is a scene taken from overseas, and you realize that there are many boxes on this scene, all right? And so what basically this software, this video analytics software can do is that it is able to detect automatically on its own what object looks like a car, what object looks like a van, what object looks like a pedestrian, what object looks like a motorcyclist. Now, this is an improvement from the past, because even with CCTV video footage, the person studying it has to look through hours of video footage, right? They have to sit in front of a computer, they have looked through long hours of video footage just to analyze, just to come to a decision, just to study the information, record down how many cars per hour, right? And then they decide whether to make alterations to the traffic light, make alterations to the road. But with the software that can automatically recognize the vehicle, recognize the pedestrian, recognize the motorcyclist, it can automatically calculate the number of road users, the type of road users per hour in any day, all right? So this automatic and real-time monitoring, all right, saves the person working on this a lot of effort, all right? And not only does it save effort, but you get the information, you get the data faster, all right? And I mentioned here, you know, it allows you to respond faster to emergencies, all right? So later on, I'll talk about this. what happens is that even the software can detect accidents. So for example, when two vehicles collide, the software can detect that this is not normal. A normal vehicle is not supposed to hit into one another. And the moment they hit into one another, it will prompt a response, and emergency services can be dispatched down to the ground. All right. So when the software is able to automatically detect this, you have faster response to emergencies. Not only that, you can, for the person working on this project to improve the road, they have a deeper understanding of the road usage. Because if you just look by your own eye, all right, looking at hours of footages of video clips, you may not be able to fully understand how the road is being used. But if you have a software that can help you better understand road usage, you'll be able to have a clearer understanding, all right, of how this road is being used. All right, I'll give you more examples. Okay, so how is technology used in video analytics? How exactly is video analytics used? Now, this session is not meant to make you guys experts after 1 hour become engineers that can be able to do video analytics. But really, when we were planning for this session, our hope is that it will give you a glimpse of how video analytics technology can benefit you in your life. All right. So coming up, there's some big words that I'm going to use, but don't worry, they're not meant to scare you, and I'll explain them to you. All right. So how is technology used in video analytics? Now, first two big words that you sometimes hear about is this thing called machine learning and deep learning. All right. These words basically mean teaching computers to think like human beings. All right. Machine learning and deep learning is really about teaching computers to think like human beings. All right. So this photograph that you see, all right, is a video footage taken from a video analytics software. This video analytics software have been taught how to recognize human beings, which is why if you look at the orange boxes, they can detect that the cyclist is actually a person. And whether the cyclist is raising their hands or is looking down or is on the bicycle, this software has been taught to recognize human beings. And that's why they can recognize it. All right. But the software has also been taught to recognize how does a bicycle look like? How does a bicycle look like when it is traveling? That's why not only can it recognize the person, it can also recognize bicycles. All right. So in simple terms, this is machine learning, teaching computers, teaching machines how to think like a human. Okay. Now, next. This is another example of how a computer has been taught, all right, to be able to recognize human beings, but human beings walking up and down the street. All right. So with video analytics technology, it is able to help us count the number of people using the street. Now, this is important because, with the current COVID situation, we want to encourage people not to gather in big groups in public spaces, right? So, video analytics can help us, count. And if, let's say, a lot of people are gathered in a particular place, they can raise an alarm. And then, we have the police to go down and try to, or get some safe distancing ambassadors to go down to try and, get people to segregate. All right. Now, video analytics can do more than just count people. All right. So, for example, if you look at this video that I found on the internet, there is two main pedestrian walkways on the side, right? But you realize that there are some people walking on the middle, which may look like a road, right? For example, the lady in red seems to be crossing the road. All right. So through video analytics, the software can also tell us how many people cross the road. And If this is a busy road, of course, through this video clip, we don't see any vehicles. But if this is a very busy road, there are a lot of fast vehicles coming through, and at the same time, there are a lot of pedestrians crossing, then perhaps this information is important for the government agencies to maybe set up a traffic light in this area, to put a traffic light there so that pedestrians can cross it safely. But this information can only come through when the video analytics software tell us that a lot of people are crossing the road. All right. Now, I give you another example. Perhaps, you know, there are a lot of pedestrians using this road, and we start to see a lot of people littering. There are a lot of littering happening in this place. Then maybe one of the things that we can do is to put in more litter bins in this area, right? And one other thing that we can do with video analytics is that we can teach the computer to recognize abnormal behavior. All right, so if you look at this footage, people walking, people talking, people crossing the roads, this is normal behavior. What is abnormal behavior? What if someone walks halfway and suddenly faints on the ground? That is abnormal behavior, right? So when an abnormal behavior happens, the software can trigger alarm that something is wrong. And then the person in charge looking at the video screen can then focus in that area and see that, oh, someone is fainted. Then they can activate the security guard or an ambulance to attend to the person. All right, so video analytics software can also be trained to trigger alerts for abnormal behavior. So this is very useful, all right? Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is, you know, we are right now, when you open up the news, when you watch news on TV, every day we are talking about COVID-19. Around the world, there are users of video analytics technology, all right, to fight COVID. And I'm going to give you a few examples. In China, I believe this is in Chengdu, okay, police officers are wearing smart helmets with video analytics technology to detect pedestrians with fever. Okay, so what happens is that this smart helmet, okay, and you will see that there's a visor, there's something like a goggle that the police officers wear, all right, it's connected to a small computer that's attached in the helmet, and this software, all right, is able to use infrared to detect the temperature of people that is walking within 5 meters of the police officer, all right, and because of the infrared scanner, they can detect the temperature. So you look at the picture in the middle that says 37.6 degrees Celsius. All right, so that's how the thermal image looks like. All right, and so once someone that is within 5 meters of the police officer has fever, it will trigger an alarm to the police officer, and then you can go up to them and say that, hey, you should not be here, you should be going to see a doctor, or you should be heading home. All right, so this is an example of how police officers in China are using such software, such technology, all right, to detect people with fever. Now, some companies, they have also developed video analytics software to detect those without face masks, all right? So if you look at the picture on the left, okay, so green means, you know, this person is wearing mask. Red means this person is not wearing the mask. In fact, it can also detect accuracy level. So for example, the one in green, it says mask, 97.76% accurate, all right? And the one on the extreme left, no mask, 99.59% accurate. The one on the right, it can detect this person is not wearing a mask, but the accuracy is only 51.54%. The reason is because, while this person is not wearing a mask, she has a mask at the chin, right? That's why it can detect that this person is not wearing a mask, but the accuracy level is only half, all right? So it shows you how accurate video analytics technology can be, all right? The short video clip on the right-hand side basically shows you that, all right? This guy puts on the mask, takes off the mask, you can see how the video analytics software works, all right? Now, are there examples of how video analytics technology is used to combat COVID-19 in Singapore. All right, there is an example. And in fact, I have a video clip. This is a video clip of how my colleagues in GovTech, all right, they have used video analytics software to integrate it with a thermal camera. And basically, thermal camera is those cameras that can detect temperature, right? So they have taken a video analytics software, integrated it with a thermal camera. Not only that, they have also integrated it with the gantry of the school library. All right. So when someone comes in, the thermal scanner can detect, or when someone walks into the library, the video analytics software can detect if this person's face is covered, not covered. Then the thermal scanner will scan. And once the thermal scanner scans, all right, and the video analytics software detect that this person is a member of the library, is a student of the school, then the gantry will automatically open for them. All right, so it's a 2 minutes video. I'll leave you to watch, and then I'll come back shortly.
So here we are at NUS Central Library, where thousands of students and staff come in every day to study, to read books. Vigilant gantry is a gantry that is vigilant against any febrile cases where people may have fever symptoms. And this is especially important in the current situation of COVID-19. Actually, when we went to the ground, we realized that there were two issues. First, you had 2 to 3 staff at every single temperature station, 24/7. Manpower-wise, there was a big crunch. And secondly, they had another staff stationed 10 meters ahead to tell people to remove their headdress. And we realized that we could combine our expertise in video analytics to actually identify people who wear headdress and to actually use that as part of the checks. The software does 2 things. It checks if your skin is exposed, if there's sufficient skin for us to make an accurate temperature assessment. And the second thing is that it checks the thermal camera to make that temperature assessment. And if these 2 checks pass, then it will send a signal to the gate to open the gate for you. So actually, if a user is completely covered up, or a significant part of his upper body is covered up, the thermal scanners will not be able to make an accurate estimation of the skin temperature. So in that situation, our system will actually not open the gate to the user. The user will be alerted to actually remove those headdress, and then the gate will then open for them. And actually in our system, what we have taken into consideration is that in this situation, people may want to wear masks. So we have calibrated our system such that even if you wear a mask, as long as there's significant skin on your forehead and your neck area, you can actually pass through the system safely. The throughput we are looking at is below 3 seconds of waiting time.
This system is helping us to really reducing the manpower. We used to have a very long queue because the staff itself have to help the student to take temperature, and sometimes the handheld reader may not able to read the temperature, so you will have to do a few attempts. So with this smart system, we can actually shorten the queue so that the user can go into the library faster.
All right, so this is an example of how we have used the video analytics technology in Singapore to combine it with a thermal scanner and a gantry control, all right? So that, we don't have long queues and the staff don't have to individually take the temperature of each of the visitors to the library, okay? It's interesting, right? How the video analytics software can detect that this person has his face all covered up, therefore the temperature cannot scan, the scanner cannot scan for the temperature, and then they'll be asked to remove the cap, so that the scanner can be able to track the temperature. Okay, now what are the other uses of video analytics technology used in Singapore? All right, and I saw one of I think it was Hilda asking this question. No, not Hilda. I think it's Pearl. I can't remember. One of you were asking, if we are already using video analytics technology in Singapore. And the reason is yes, we are starting to use video analytics technology in Singapore. And in fact, I've got 2 videos coming up later on to show you how we are using it. But the first example I'll give to you is this. Since the 1st of January 2019, last year, in many public areas around Orchard Road, they have already been designated as no smoking zone. All right. So the entire Orchard Road has been designated as no smoking zone, which means that, you know, even though you are outdoors, you're walking along Orchard Road, you are not allowed to take out your cigarettes, all right, and to start smoking. And smokers are only allowed to smoke at this designated smoking areas, which is like a yellow box, all right. So they have to go to the designated smoking areas to smoke. And right now, along the whole Orchard Road, there's about 50 of such designated smoking areas. Okay. Now, in terms of making sure that people only smoke within this designated smoking areas, can you imagine Orchard Road is so big? You have to send officers to the ground. They have to walk the entire Orchard Road to make sure that people keep to this rule of smoking only within the designated zone. So what the National Environment Agency and GovTech have done is that they have used CCTV and video analytics to detect smokers who smoke outside of the smoking zone. All right. And if you look at some of the results of the video analytics, all right, close to 80% accuracy, which means that the system is able to detect 80% correctly, you know, smokers and non-smokers, all right? And they are going to continue this trial to improve the technology further, okay? Now, we have almost come to the end of today's lesson, and I'm sure some of you have got less questions to ask me later, and I'll answer your questions, all right? But in summary, if you really look at video analytics technology, it is a technology that not just be able to help us to analyze things, be able to help us make decisions, especially decisions that relate to emergencies and accidents and incidents. But it also helps our workers, all right? Because using the road survey as an example, our workers don't need to go out to the road under hot sun or heavy rain and do their survey anymore. Through video analytics, we can capture the video footage, we can study the video footage, the software can help us analyze. Our officers don't have to sit in front of the video screen for long hours anymore, all right? They can straight away, through the analysis done by the software, come and make certain decisions, all right? And the other thing is that, you know, sometimes when you watch TV shows or movies, the security guard have to look at, you know, a lot of cameras, right? And they are not able to, at any point in time, be able to monitor 50 cameras at a single time, all right? But with video analytics software that can look out for abnormal activity, they can sound an alarm, and then the security guard can then focus in that area, all right? So these are some examples of how video analytics technology is able to help us make our city, our neighborhood safer, more secure, and some of the analysis improve the way we live. You know, sometimes it could be about improving roads, improving pedestrian walkways, improving some of the estate facilities that we have as well. All right. So really, you know, I just wanted to end off with this simple statement that, you know, Singapore's Smart Nation initiative is about making use of technology, and technology like the video analytics technology, to make Singapore a great place to live, work, and play.